than anyone would have led you to believe.
Grand uprising, my people, grand uprising. It's a fantabulous morning. It's a beautiful morning. Blessed morning, Michelle. What, Michelle? Come. All right. Blessed morning, my people, grand uprising. Good morning, Michelle. Michelle is lovely, boy. Michelle is a lovely lady. Grand uprising, my people. How everybody doing this morning? Hope everybody's fantabulous, and you continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, aka RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. Let me just run to you what I do. I am a fitness expert and a self-proclaimed herbalist practitioner. It is very important that you understand how important it is to feed the body with a particular raw material, and in doing so, your body would not express itself chronically. And I would explain that later on in the show. So keep it locked, and as I take you through this journey, the season is up on us, and I know you guys gonna be eating. Do your stuff. Take your time, and I, I'm one of those people who do not believe that everything in moderation. I truly do not believe in that kind of old talk. Everything in moderation. No. There are certain foods we just don't put into our biochemistry. But as it pertains to the season, there are particular traditional foods that we eat, usually. And I urge you, enjoy yourself. Just make sure you consume a lot of water, and you're going to be fine. And exercise some sort of consideration in terms of your portion, all right? And when you do that, life is going to be a lot easier for you, all right? So grand uprising again, my people. Grand uprising, Dollar Fort people. Wagwan, my Dollar Fort people. Cabo, what's going on this morning, man? Hope all is well. Blessed morning to my sibling. Good morning to my cousins, the Best family, the Edwards family. Blessed morning to y'all. Michael, what's going on? Michael Best, how you doing, brother? Trevon, wifey, all the people, good morning to y'all. Good morning, Lynette, my sister. Good morning, Allison. Kerry, Awagwan, Booba. What is this deal, man? I'm going all over the place this morning, sending out as much love as I possibly can. I don't send out big up, I send out love. Send the energy, electromagnetic energy. That's what we need to do in order so that we can, there's some cohesiveness between us all. So blessed morning. Bowich, good morning, my brother. Blessed morning. Dance the boy Bowich. Love in the house, my brother. Good morning to you. Wax Dog, good morning. Wax Dog Senior and Wax Dog Junior, good morning. Sharon, good morning. And good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Josiah. Good morning, Josiah. Good morning, Sharon. Blessing Vanny, good morning. Everybody, love in the house this morning. It's a beautiful day, and it's a nice time to be alive. Think for yourself. That's my mantra. Think for yourself. Say good morning. Asasco, good morning. Good morning, Omish. That's my brethren, man. Blessings. Good morning, Brother Manet. Good morning. Ex-soldier, good morning. We got a visit from him yesterday. That brother built like a tank, boy. Wow. And he balanced, eh? That is a brother you truly do not want to mess with. I am sure Manet could literally, I am about probably 198 to 205. I kind of fluctuate between that. Before I used to be like about 110. The furthest I've ever gotten was like 115, 118, I think. When I was living in Canada, I was working out like a horse sometime. But I'm sure Manet could literally lift me off the ground and pelt me at least about 6 to 7 feet. That brother built like a tank. Good morning, my brother. Hope all is well. Frem, wagwan, man. So good morning to our police department. Blessed morning to you. Blessed morning to the fire department. Blessed morning to the Coast Guard, our army. Good morning to you. Good morning to the airport authority. Blessed morning. And this is an acknowledgement because I love my country. Believe what I tell you, I love my twin islands. I love my country. So good morning to y'all. Blessed morning and blessed morning. The Coast Guard, blessed morning. Again, let me just go over them. The police department, the regiment, the fire department. Blessed morning to you all, men and women, ladies and gentlemen. Keep standing tall. We need you. Mr. Guevara, good morning to you. The Guevara effect is in effect. Good morning to you. And Mr. Roger Alexander, grand uprising to you, my brother. Grand uprising. So, Scrappy, good morning. Good morning to you, my brother. Good morning and good morning. My brother Jason McPhee, loving the house to you, man. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Good morning, Miss Aaron. Good morning to you. Miss Cynthia Aaron. Hope all is well with you. Keep standing tall. Tough time never lasts, my darling. Tough people do. And a special good morning to Mrs. Spencer. Mrs. Spencer, how are you this morning? Hope all is well. Mrs. Spencer, keep standing tall, my dear. And good morning. Good morning, Miss Gettins. Good morning, my dear. How are you, Miss Gettins? Good morning, Tinell. Good morning to the entire crew. And another good morning again to Mr. and Mrs. Josiah. Beautiful people. Beautiful couple. Oh, boy. This perfect example to follow. Good morning. And I must send out a nice good morning to my girl, Patrice Roberts. Man, that's my sis, man, for life. I was by her, what, 2 days ago? That woman could cook, eh? I tell her, don't get tied up with Patrice, you know. She could throw down. Good morning, my dear. And good morning to my brother, Keon. Keon Johnson. Blessed morning to you, my brother. Loving the house, loving the house. Hope all is well, man. And all the people who locked on in the United States of America, grand uprising to you, grand uprising. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me just pontificate on some issues I want to talk to you guys about this morning. I hope I don't leave out anybody. I like to send out my love to everybody, so, but if it comes to me, good morning, Delight Orchids. Good morning to you. That's a lady just loyal, always locked on. Good morning to you. Hey! If I didn't do this, I think there would be trouble in the house. Good morning, Panella. How are you, my darling? Panella. Good morning to you. Loving the house, Panella. I tell you, don't let people call it Panella. That'll sound good. Panella. That's how it's pronounced. Panella. Good morning to you and the crew. Grand uprising to you. I know you're locked on. I hope you are in class this morning. I don't have my phone in front of me at the moment, but I hope you are locked on. So everybody locked on and people in the class, good morning. All right. Panella in class. Good morning, Panella. And Frame, good morning to you, my brother, again. Good morning, and good morning. Right. Folks, let me sort of bring something to you. Again, let me go back before I go forward. I am a fitness expert and an herbalist practitioner. There isn't a physique on the face of this earth I cannot change. None. I don't have the time to do personal training anymore, but if somebody can afford me, I will take the time and do it for you. And it will have to be at a conducive time where both of us can do it. But truly, I just don't have the time to do it. Right? But like I said, if you can afford me, if you can, monthly, I'll do it for you. Not a physique I can change once you follow what I ask you to do. This doesn't mean I know everything. It means I know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. Any physique, understanding the physique, ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, then understanding your lifestyle. So if you want some advice too, give me a call and I will do the best I can, the best I know how. I also have modification diet sheet. I have hard copy, and I can also send it through the WhatsApp for you in terms of doing your health. All right? That's the fitness expert part. There's a whole lot more to explore because I have the eyes, are trained eyes, and there are things you can't Google. You can't Google your way to certain things. It's just years of experience and training, and I got that on lock. Okay, when it comes to understanding how the human body works physiologically, in terms of how it incur pathologies, here what I can do for you as an herbal practitioner. The reason we get sick is because the human body is missing a particular raw material. The reason that we think, listen to this carefully, the reason we think a lot of our problems is directly linked to hereditary genes is the reason why we're still in the conundrum that we are in. And let me explain that. When I say that, this is what I mean. We would have inherited the myth, believe the myth, through a protracted narrative that every disease that we have is hereditary. And that is the antithesis of the truth. Now, if we are talking things like oh boy, it will come to me. I would bring it there for you. I would bring it there in a bit. But there's the point I'm making is that we bought those things that a lot of the pathologies that we are suffering with, beta thalassemia. This is the beta thalassemia is hereditary. Beta thalassemia is a lack of hemoglobin in the blood, and you lack a particular raw material, so your hemoglobin is always low, you're always tired, and you can't figure it out. Do a test. You can go to your lab and tell them that do a test for beta thalassemia. Okay? Trust your boy on this. Because those are the things that are hereditary, not chronic stuff that they want us to believe. Right? So we link these things and we believe it. And when we believe it, now we are programmed. And when you are programmed, you're going to get drugs. All right? And let me just put my disclaimer up. I am not against drugs. I'm just against the insane use thereof. Because there's no way on planet Earth your body is missing a raw material. No, I'm sorry. It does miss a raw material. There's no way on planet Earth that your body is missing a drug. Just no way that happens. Never in life. Right? But we believe those things. We were put in a position where the narrative takes us over, and we get ourselves in problems with that. It's called programming and engineered ignorance. So let me explain something to you now. You know, let me give you a cross-reference. There are people who work offshore. The guys who work on the rigs and they go for crude oil and that particular stuff, right? I want you to track me on this. Scrappy, good morning, my brother. Scrappy, where I going? I just thought of something why I call your name there. My cousin Scrappy, way. The guys work out on the rig. Hear me out here. Stay with me here. And they pull crude oil. Our vehicle does not know that particular source of energy, oil, or liquid. I'm spreading it like this because I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. What happens here after the crude oil, there is a conversion that needs to be had. This conversion will now give you kerosene, diesel, different type of octane gas, oil, and the list goes on. Well, that is very analogous to the human biochemistry. We have to make conversions. There is nothing on the face of this earth, nothing that goes in our body that remains the same. There have to be a conversion. If your body cannot make that particular conversion, no, you are going to have a chronic disease. Track me here. Folks, stay with me here. Think well. Because I want you to understand when my commercial says the human body is easier to heal than anyone would have led you to believe, I mean just that. I mean just that. An injury will be a little harder. Because an injury, we don't pay attention to it until over the years it starts bothering us, a chronic injury. But even that needs raw material in order to recalibrate. But when I'm talking about chronic diseases, these pathologies that not happening to us, they're happening within us, I mean just that, because of the crap we eat. Track me, stay with me, please. I want you to understand this because this will fall right into why a lot of people cannot keep any New Year's resolution. People promise themselves every year, New Year's resolution, it lasts 30 seconds. That's it. And for some, it may last 30 days. Because for some, it's just in the theater of their minds that they want to embark upon this New Year's resolution, which is a lack, not a lack of discipline thereof. Period. Because if you want to do it, you're going to apply yourself, and that takes discipline. Nobody likes discipline, but discipline is something that nobody likes, but you got to pretend you like it, and you do it. You make the effort every day. Even if it's 5 minutes, you install a habit. Once the habit is installed, bam, 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 the discipline will follow. So here we are. We missing this substrate, whether it's an amino acid, an essential nutrient, a mineral, EFS, which is an essential fatty acid. We got to put those raw materials in the body. And not all our foods is equipped with those raw materials. Number one, minerals come from the earth. Let's get that straight. You always hear Mr. Johnson saying, the lion's share of essential nutrients to the human body, the lion's share are minerals. Let that sink in. Where are you going and find minerals in the type of foods we eat in today? Well, don't answer that, because we are going to be here until 4 o'clock this evening. And Iwer George and Michelle give me that kind of time. But I want you to process that. So here it is. We eating a certain type of food that is devoid of the essential nutrients, and those conversion cannot be had. They cannot be met either. Because not only is devoid of the food, we are devoid of knowledge to know that our body is made up of food. All those 40 trillion cells that we have in our body is made from food. And because of those things, we are not equipped with such knowledge, and therefore we follow a protracted narrative, protracted narrative where J.P. Morris and R.J. Reynolds, who used to have making cigarette all the time and addicting us and all this kind of stuff with the tar, they're the one who buy up all the food companies right now. The biggest of the food company, they buy it up. So what do you think they do? They apply the same addicted stuff to the foods in an insidious way. That's why we can't leave ultra-processed food alone. That's why you will sit down and you would not have a craving for 2 boiled eggs, a piece of avocado, and a nice piece of coconut bake, not the one with yeast in it. A nice piece of homemade coconut bake. You ain't craving that. You craving a pack of chips. You're craving some dopamine. You're craving some ultra-processed foods, because the addiction allows us to become dopamine junkies. Let us rest that down for a bit and let that land. So let's go back to conversion. We don't take in the raw materials that our body need, and we don't eat the type of food that our body need, which is whole food. And because of that, we suffer. And we don't believe that those suffering, those pathologies that we are dealing with, whether it's diabetes, prostate, heart issues, impotence, polycystic ovarian syndrome, endometriosis, diastasis recti, interstitial cystitis, or they want me to call more, high blood pressure, and the list goes on and on. We don't believe that those things are directly linked to a raw material that's missing in our diet. No, we don't. Because if we did believe that, we wouldn't be running up and down in doctors where they managing our stuff, continue to manage our chronic stuff and our whatever they have to manage with us, and profiting off our sickness. And don't get me wrong, again, let me put in another disclaimer. I love my nurses and doctors, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I think surgeons are God. I truly do. You could call me whatever you want, sacrilege, blaspheme. I think surgeons are God, especially when it comes to a surgery that is necessary. So don't think I am talking against my nurse. My nurses and doctors. I'm talking against the umbrella that they operate under, not them. So don't get me wrong here. And this is why sometimes some of the people who misconstrued my intent and don't listen to my message, Mr. Johnson is a madman. I am comfortable with you calling me a madman because you're not on my level. I'm sorry. But you're just not on my level as it pertains to this particular subject matter. You're on my level in terms of human. Absolutely you're on my level. Because I love and respect all humans until you cross me. But when it comes to this, you're not on my level. So it's okay to call me a madman. So here it is. We can make such certain conversion, and it expresses itself chronically. As I was saying before, 40 trillion cells are in our body, and out of those 40 trillion cells we have 200 different type of cells. You have to process that and understand what it means. These 200 different type of cells, once one of those cells go bad, they express themselves somewhere in your body. Maybe a knee problem causing arthritis, and a lot of times you go to the doctor because you think you have arthritis. And let me just explain something to you. A lot of people wake up in the morning and you can't even touch the ground because your feet hurt so bad. Right? It hurts so bad. And I'm not talking about metatarsophagia or tensor fascial lata or plantar fasciitis. Sorry, tensor fascial lata is a muscle that moves from the glute down to your body. I am talking about plantar fasciitis and metatarsophagia. I'm not talking just that only. You can't even put your feet on the ground. You can't even make a fist because it hurts so bad. You know what you're missing there, ladies and gentlemen? You miss 125 dihydroxychlorocalciferol, vitamin D3, and other stuff like K2 and stuff like that. You replenish the body with that, all those pain go away. But here what happened? You didn't take the D3, you run up and down to a doctor. He's going to say, you have osteoporosis. Can't blame him. You don't have no osteoporosis. You don't have no arthritis. You don't have that stuff. You're missing the raw material. And you don't have an arthritis. What you have is arthritis-like symptom. Arthritis-like symptoms. You go back, you replenish with raw materials, it goes away. I guarantee you it goes away. However, there must be a shift in the precipitation, which is the nonsense foods. Which is the nonsense food. We could be a healthier society, you know. We could be a healthier society. But are we not listen? Because the greediness, the ghrelin in our gut supersedes everything else. Go eat a bag of chip. Go eat some processed foods. Go eat some sausage that have nitrosamine and heterocyclic amines. Go eat one of those fried chicken from those big fried food places. Run up inside of them and eat as much as you can. That's what we crave. That's to our detriment. And we don't care. There are people who ignorantly tell you implicitly, I live one life, I go eat what I want. And I am saying to those people who make such inept, imprecise language / comments, no problem if you want to do that. Just don't involve other people when you're sick. Don't ask nobody to hand you nothing. Don't ask nobody to do nothing to you because you ain't feeling well. Don't do that. Let that sink in. Because I think it's unfair to the people who are close to you when you make such ignorant statement, when you make such pompous, pious, and capricious statement that I could eat whatever I want, and it's in my rights to eat whatever I want, however I want, and I only have one life to live. But let me tell you something. I only have one life to live, or I only live once. No, you don't live once. You live every day. What are you talking about? You live every day, and you should be grateful for that. Because of those inept decisions you make daily that create the problems down the road. All of us are culpable of that. All of us. Are you hearing the word I use? Us. Because in some way or another, all of us behave like that. But you see, those of us who are work are aware that we're doing nonsense and we try to change it. The other ones, the other people, and I say this respectfully, the other folks who make these imprecise statements are what I call confident fools. And I say that with no apology. Confident fools. If you know that something is going to harm you, it creates problem for you because it done that in the past. You are aware every time you eat this particular food, it makes you feel the way in which you do. Well, I can't help you. Sorry, I just can't help you. What am I going to do? I am not here to convince anybody. I'm here to convey. I am not here to bully you into how you should think. I'm just simply here hoping I can shift you in terms of your mentality and your thinking. Your dogmatic way of thinking. Even me, when I challenge folks out there to come and shift my narrative, which I do all the time, and I'm putting that out there. It's open anytime someone wants to come and shift my narrative. I am waiting for that debate. I am not absolute in that narrative. Because if you could shift my narrative, by all means, I always say this, more knowledge for me. Because the idea is not to show how intelligent or how educated one truly is and the knowledge that acquired. Not only that, but it's to help people. It's to help us. It's to help us all, so we all can learn from that. So I'll be happy if someone can shift my narrative. When I say diabetes is not hereditary, please come for a debate. It's not hereditary, I beg you to come. You hear how confident I'm saying that? I beg you to come. When you think that diabetes is sugar is your problem, that the high blood sugar is your problem, I beg you to come for a debate. I am not telling you that the high sugar that rip up your capillaries isn't dangerous. That is not my argument. That is not my debate. I'm not telling you it isn't dangerous. I am telling you that is not your problem. Your problem is what causing that to happen. Your problem is what causing the precipitation. And the problem is insulin resistance. From the food that you eat, eventually your body resists the insulin and you go and get yourself in trouble. Plenty trouble. Because this is what you call metabolic disease. A whole bunch of other stuff going on happen inside of your body, not just the diabetes. Because the diabetes take 10, 15, or even 20 years sometimes to show up, to manifest itself. That's when it make an adaptation so you can live. And then here what you do, you go and you visit our health centers, our so-called health centers, and I like to preface that because they are called management centers in my view, right? No fault of my doctors and my nurses. Don't get me wrong here, because I'm going to cover them, I'm going to stick up for them all the time, right? Because a lot of people wants to go inside of these institutions all the time and put pressure on the nurses and doctors. You're vexed because you go and you sit down there from since in the morning until in the evening because you ain't feeling well. And everything that happens to you at that point is 100% cross-reference. 100% cross-reference the type of foods that you eat in. 100%. And I say that again implicitly, confidently, that's where most of our problem come from, and it's called metabolic disease. And because of that, we are susceptible to all kind of crazy stuff. Hear what happens sometimes. You go, you pack up the place, you fill up the area, you fill it up because of the toxicity that's going on in our body and glycation and all that stuff, and we ain't feeling well. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. There is not a single disease on the face of this earth that isn't idiopathically rooted in hypoxia. Let me repeat that. There is not one single chronic disease that invades the human body that isn't hinged, put it in a different way, on hypoxia. What is hypoxia? A lack of oxygen. And what causes a lack of oxygen? Glycation and all the craziness I've been talking to you guys about all the time, every time I come on the program. The type of foods we eat. And once those diseases, those pathologies, not getting enough oxygen, well, they're going to show your body who is man. They're going to show your body. Cancer, heart attack, cardiovascular diseases, all kind of lump coming out in your face and your body, DVT, deep vein thrombosis, PE, pulmonary embolism, diastasis recti, interstitial cystitis, prostate. The list goes on and on and on. PCOS, fibroids, the list goes on and on. What you think that is voodoo, curse and jumbie? No, that had nothing to do with none of those stuff. It has to do with your lack of discipline and your inability to control the things you choose to put in your biochemistry. Because somehow, somewhere, you disrespected and continue to disrespect the ancestors who was eating meat and fruits and food shrubs. And then we have all these other institutions that comes in and say this is what you shouldn't eat and this is how you should eat and this is what you shouldn't eat, to our detriment. To our detriment. All in the name of control. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not, I am not telling you to bring an institution that you're working in into disrepute, and I'm not telling you to break the law. Hear what I'm telling you. If you follow your code, which it's an internal code that is directed by the one that creates us, that internal code and internal dialogue. If you are not the one that following that, then you're going to be following somebody else's code, and that is control, bro. That is control, sister. 100% they control you. Your life isn't yours. They tell you how to eat, what to eat, and no wonder we're in the position that we are in today. No wonder we're in the position we are in today. Good morning, champion. And good morning, Mr. Niceness. Brothers on the road working the maxi taxis. And good morning to all the maxi taxi drivers, the people on the Nation Room Road. Good morning to you all as well. Let me go further. Mish, you there, sweetie? Oh, you're still in food? You're finished? Mine. I could take that if you're done. With your pretty self, thank you. All right. I want to explain something to you guys, right? A lot of times we go to the doctor and we have high blood pressure that isn't going down. So you walk inside, you do a EKG, all right? You do a EG, no problem. Let me go start over. You do a EKG, normal. You do a EG, normal. You do a stress EKG, normal. You do a dye contrast stress study, normal. You do a heart and lung song, normal. You do a dye contrast study, normal. Sorry. The entire cardiac output, normal. So they see nothing wrong with that, but they still decide to give you some medication. Process that for a bit, folks. Run that through your mind for a bit. They will do all that normal. Disclaimer, leave my nurses and doctor alone, because they're operating under a fraternity, in my view, that's skewed from day one. Disclaimer, thank God for insulin, thank God for lidocaine, thank God for penicillin, thank God for antibiotics, thank God for a lot of things. So don't get me wrong. Those things are just short-term use. Short-term. Pick it up. Pick it up by eating correctly. I'm going to go over this again because I want you to process it. You have problems, or you walk in to do a medical. You do a EKG, normal. EG, normal. Stress EKG, normal. Dye contrast, normal. Heart and lung song, you know what, when they put that thing on you, the stethoscope, normal, according to those younger generation. A dye contrast study, you know what I'm talking about, dye contrast study, normal. Ladies and gentlemen, your entire cardiac output, normal. But still, you'll get medication. Now, here what's going to happen. Your heart, kidney, liver, lock up in jail for a crime they never committed. Then you will be told your GFR, which is your glomerular filtration rate, which is how well the kidney filters poison from the body, they will tell you that is low. Yet, it's not low enough to prevent them from giving you drugs. Disclaimer, don't blame my doctor and my nurses. There's nothing wrong with that. Blame the system. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The system been screwed from the jump. And everything that you see operate Don't curse. It was designed to function exactly the way it's functioning. Don't get caught up with that and go in there and think you're cussing and think anything going on change. It was designed to operate exactly that way. I could get into some stuff when we start to talk about what is moral and what we deem as moral and how we need to live. Meanwhile, we're suffering, and those at the top operating by different rules. I could get into that, but I won't. Because you see, that will shift a lot of people. A lot of people. People don't have problems with being immoral, you know. They have problem with seen as immoral. Process that too. Everything that happened on the face of this planet, and evolution that take place, people dead and bloodshed, and we benefit from it. But all you want to sit down there and talk about what is moral. Me, I'm telling all you to go and do nothing wrong, you know. I am just showing you the people at the top operating a different way. Follow your internal dialogue. Once you do not bring a company into disrepute, you do not break the law. Do not be controlled. That is all I'm telling you. Don't be controlled, because we are controlled by the type of foods we eat every single day. We are told that that is what we are to do. We were told to eat 3 meals a day and snack in between. Many things go down the line. We are suffering for it, suffering because of it today, big time, because we are living in a world that is technologically savvy than ever in human history, and yet more people are dead than ever. More people get cancer, heart attack than ever. Take that Tobago colloquial language there, and I'm proud of it because we make that up. That's our own. And I like to, you see, I like to preface things when I bring it into so you all know that I'm very confident and I'm very comfortable with using some of these phrases when I do. Figure out why they fight for Tobago 30. There was one place I saw 33 times. I'm not sure how that is, but I know 32 for sure. Why they fought for Tobago 32 times. Beautiful place. I'm proud of my island. I'm proud of my Trinidad and Tobago too. Don't get me wrong. But I'm proud to be a Tobagonian. And I'm a proud citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm a proud Trinbagonian. So don't get caught up and start getting things, ideas and stuff. All I'm saying is that don't be controlled. Because that is what happens every single day. We are being controlled by people who want to stay in power, and we have no problem. We are blissfully unaware of what is going on. Folks, I'm going to tell you something this morning I want you to think about over the Christmas season. Some of us embrace Christmas season. Some of us don't really care too much about it. Some of us are just doing it because for our kids' sake. Whatever your reasons are, here's my advice to you. If you are going to eat a particular food traditionally, all I'm telling you is to pay attention to what happens after you eat that food. A lot of us, and here's why I'm telling you this. Here's why I'm telling you this. A lot of the foods that we eat, especially turkey and stuff, it has something called L-tryptophan in it. L-tryptophan is an amino acid. Stay with me here, I'm going somewhere with this. L-tryptophan is an amino acid. And also, homocysteine is an amino acid. I will give you the breakdown with both and why I'm giving you this particular story or this advice. If you're going to eat, and I have no problem with you enjoying your Xmas, just control your portion and pay attention to what happens. If you make up your mind to put on an extra 2 or 3 pounds, be mindful enough and disciplined enough to take it back off. You owe it to yourself to do such. But here's the key. You can do all those things, enjoy a piece of cake, do all your stuff, if you are correctly, if you eat correctly, and if you pay attention to the details of what I'm giving you here. You can eat all the stuff that they give you on Christmas, and you don't have to put 1 pound on. if you space yourself out correctly. If you eat a piece of cake, which all of us going to eat a piece of cake for Christmas, especially if it's done nice, the way my mom used to do that cake. You eat that piece of cake. Be careful what you eat in that group for the next 2 days. Be careful. Give it some time, and then you eat that particular stuff. Again, control your portion. You're going to be okay. Here's the deal, though. Homocysteine is an amino acid that every single human being have in our biochemistry. It's in our body. It's present. But homocysteine becomes very inflammatory based on the type of foods you eat. When homocysteine becomes inflammatory, if you notice a lot of times, sometime on Christmas, I know it used to happen in the States and Canada because I lived there for quite a long period of time, both Canada and the United States. And a lot of people ride out Christmas. Some is because of psychological stuff, they are alone, and some, the blood pressure just shoot through the roof, or the heart rhythm start going crazy. Hear what I'm saying to you. That homocysteine, which is present in our body, every human being has it in our body, in our biochemistry. It becomes inflammatory based on the type of foods we eat. And when it becomes inflammatory, it becomes very irritated to the endothelial lining in your blood vessels. Think of the smallest needle that you could possibly think. Think of an insulin needle. The insulin that come out through that hole. Well, think of your blood capillaries being as small as that needle or even smaller. It always have a hole that the blood has to pelt through. If that clamped down, no blood can go through. And when you decrease the volume of anything, you increase pressure. You understand? I'm not talking about radio. I'm talking where the liquid flow. Where liquid has to flow, you decrease the volume, pressure goes up immediately. Homocysteine and the endothelial lining inside your blood vessel ain't friend. They don't like one another. And when homocysteine start cruising through the blood vessel, through your bloodstream, the blood vessel clamps down. Well, here what's going on. Blood pressure going and shoot straight through the roof. You could do what you want. You could fly in your bathroom in your medication kit, and you could take 3 and 4 different type of blood pressure medication. Ain't nothing going to happen there. Nothing. In a case like that, you can call Mr. Johnson for some advice. And I will tell you what to do so that the body relaxes itself and goes back to normal. And the blood pressure and your blood capillaries and the arteries become more pliable. And the blood just flow. Homocysteine, methionine. So methionine has to be present in your body. SME, all those things got to be present in the body to keep homocysteine quiet. You want to have a nice Christmas, you could call me. Have a nice Christmas, call me. The consultation is absolutely free. And for those of you who locked on and listening to me for the first time, 736-3962. 736-3962. Or 709-8450. 709-8450. And folks, when you call me, don't assume that I'm not engaged. Because while I appreciate the love shown by a phone call, some people will just call me and they just start to ravel off, and I had to interrupt them, and sometimes I just don't like that because I'm in the middle of something, you know. So I think one of the best things to do, if it's not a case where you would need an advice right away, leave me a message via WhatsApp, either voice note or send me a message. Or you can even leave a voicemail. I return everybody call. I do my best to do that. To return everybody call. Right? So here how L-tryptophan comes in. L-tryptophan will make you very sleepy. Very, very sleepy. And that's where serotonin comes in. Serotonin. All of us, we need that serotonin in our body. All right, folks? Serotonin. And for those of you, and I want you guys to lock on next Wednesday. I want to talk about serotonin and anxiety that a lot of people are suffering with, especially female. I ain't telling you, man, I ain't suffering anxiety because I know plenty. But the time that I'm doing this, a lot of female suffer with anxiety, and that is because the biochemistry of the female of the female body temple is softer than men. The nervous system is softer. Women don't like man to yell at them, and because of those things and all that, you know, we had to show that kind of love. But I think they absorbed more because they are more sensitive to frequency than probably the average person. Women are very sensitive to frequency. That ain't no joke. Extremely. If your wife or your woman who love you tell you, or let's take this advice here right now. Take this. If the woman you're with, whether it's your wife or a woman that you're living with, a common law, or your darling, your significant other, she says, hey, watch that man. I don't like that man there, and I don't like how he does move. Believe her. Believe her. Because you're going to get betrayed for sure and stabbed in the back. For sure. For sure. Women are extremely sensitive to frequency. So because of those things, they're kind of more prone to anxiety. And then when you go to the doctors and stuff like that, now, hey, don't read too far into this. This is a man who studied a lot. Wait, okay, hold on. Caller, you live, talk to me. Don't have much time again left.
Hello, make it quick. Morning, yeah, morning, bro. Morning, bro. I don't know why I ain't calling, but everything good.
Yeah, man.
I would say what you're saying is correct because I've been taking your advice. I was on my work. I got lashed under the bottom and under the eye. So I went to check with doctor. The doctor said no damages, everything good. But they saw the pressure in the back of the eye a little high.
Right.
But she insisted I'm hypertensive. I said, Doc, I had a long day yesterday.
Right.
I saw 142 over 100. I said, but yes, I try my best to maintain a certain order. I said, but it's only one of scenarios see those kind of pressure at my age.
Right.
No, you're hypertensive. Look, but I will eat sometime. The last time I will eat is probably sometime 10 in the morning. And I will do just as you say, and I will not eat nothing until about 8, 9 o'clock when I go home, probably 2 bananas. I try to maintain it, fruits, something light. Look, this morning, 111 over 74.
See what I mean? You see what I mean?
With a heart rate of 68, and I'm proud to say that.
I'm happy you come up with
that. Our problem is management. Our problem is management of how we manage ourselves, our business, our everything.
Well said, brother. Well said.
So I say, so it's working, but I will make one day and I'll pop in. Don't worry, God's will.
All right, man. I'm looking forward, man. I know the other day I was driving down the road and you called because you were kind of in the area, but I was out. I think I was in South or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, my brother.
So locked on, listen, keep up the good work, and I will be taking the advice. I'm not saying the others are not good or whatever relevant, but I listen to everyone.
Thank you, my brother.
But you keep it good and enjoy the best of the season.
Thank you, my brother. Love in the house, man. You take care and be safe out there. All right. So, all right. Yeah, don't worry, honey. I see my minutes there. My countdown. I in the groove. I know what's going on this morning. I catch it. I got cut off kind of last week because I got caught off guard. I ain't getting no off guard this week here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that time on the air is almost up. I appreciate you hanging with me. I truly appreciate it. I want to talk about next week. Again, I want to talk about, trust me, that anxiety stuff and the SSRIs that my ladies are in. And when I say my ladies, my sisters. And we can get past that because there are things that we can use. So in the meantime and between time, let me just ask you a question. Am I my brother's keeper? As it's supposed to be. Am I my brother and sister keeper? It's supposed to be. So ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this is your boy, Mr. RJ. Wait, hold on. What did I say? Your boy, Mr. RJ. AKA Mr. RJ. Until next week, same place, same time. Given strength by the Creator. Megan. Straight out I am Megan. Yes, Megan.
presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Iwer Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The